Audio check 1 2 1 2.
Is BINO Nation in the building? Put those emojis in the chat.
That's my gang.
Yeah.
Cigar lit, bit thick, champion of the clique. Logic sharp, metaphor slick, never miss a trick. Angryman and blueprint, they just tryna mimic. Standard so high, they can't even scrimmage. OG on the tube, wisdom like a blade. Cut through the noise, every word tailor-made. Analogies, hit like bricks in an array. Built this empire, no handout, self-made. Masculine moves, they tremble when he speaks. Cash flow deep, they drown in his peaks. Big game strong, sharper than critiques. Cigar smoke rising, greatness at its peak. They watch, they learn, they can't comprehend. The angry man standard, where does it end? A paragon of people's chant, no pretend. Logic unmatched, every line he defends. Angry man is standard, king of the stream. Breaking down walls, shattering the dream. Champion the truth, no in between. The only standard, the angry man thing. Metaphors deadly, they stick like glue. Elegies heavy, each one rings true. Champion of the people, no fraud in his crew. Cigar in his hand, like a boss always knew. Voice like thunder, presence so divine. Every lesson drop, sharpening the mind. Wisdom in his cadence, discipline in his spine. Blueprint of a man that they'll never redefine. Never chase trends, he creates them instead. A leader of leaders, that's why he's ahead. Standing so coldly, the doubters in dread. While he builds legacy, brick by brick, thread by thread. Stand tall, stand firm, that's the only decree. Men rise higher when they follow the key. Strength, discipline, honor, the trinity. Everything he speaks turns boys into Rudy man, a standard, king of the stream. Breaking down walls, shattering the dream. Champion of truth, no in between. The only standard, the angry man thing. Cigar smoke fade, but the legend remains. A titan in the game with iron in his veins. Blueprint for men, let it echo in your brain. Angry man is standard, remember the name. Angry man is standard.
If we agree with you, then we're black. We love black people. If we find ourselves in opposition to what you say, all of a sudden we hate ourselves and we hate black people. Who died and left you that kind of authority with your opinion? Oh, tell me.
Let them talk, baby. They don't know what we got. I see them running in the streets, chasing after crowns, trying to be the loudest voice in every single town. They say I'm moving backward cause I like to serve my king, but they don't know the peace and the power that you bring. I keep your plate hot, I keep the house still. I love to be the soft place where you can heal. They call it slavery, I call it devotion. While they drowning in a sea of mixed emotion. If loving you right makes me a pygmy, then baby pick me. I'm exactly where I wanna be. I don't want the headache, I don't want the fight. I just wanna be the one holding you at night. I follow your lead, I let you take control. You got the vision, baby, you got my soul. Call me a pygmy, call me a fool, but I'm the one winning while I'm lying next to you. They brag about being boss, they brag about the grind, but look inside their eyes, tell me what you find. Microwave and a pillow full of tears, trading a family for a couple lonely years. I respect your frame, I respect your mind. Yeah. A masculine love is so hard to find. I ain't competing, I ain't keeping score. You handle the world, I handle the door to your peace. Let the new age girls argue on the net. Let them argue. They haven't found a man that they can trust yet. I'm catering to you, body and soul, playing my position, playing my role. You protect, you provide, I submit, I reside in your kingdom. You got the vision, baby, you got my soul. Oh, call me a pygmy, call me a fool, but I'm waking up happy, lying next to you. Let them stay mad, we'll stay in love. I'm your pygmy forever.
So we got DM Walker 7800. He said Trump failed tonight. The Iranians and Israel are fighting right now at 21:04 on 7 April 2026. And then we have HY Vibe or High Vibe said, you obviously have no clue about politics, my guy. Now, I knew that individuals like this would drag their sorry asses into this live stream. And I have something very special for y'all. I call this stand or step aside, a coward's lullaby.
Go miss. Flag in your bow, but your heart that's slick. Granddad's on the shores, boots in the dirt. You just storming the comments, acting hurt. You love all the checks, hate paying the price. Wanna stack the cake, still complain about the slice. If the red, white, blue too strong for your eyes, gates wide open, you can book that flight. Stand up, or step aside. Cowards won't stand when it's time to ride. Shade. Drag every oh, still enjoy what it gave. Folks came from nothing, built farms, built towns. You come from comfort, just tear that down. You claim all the rights, dodge every duty. You mock the warrior, call courage ugly. But when storms roll in and the sky go black, you hide in the house that you call trash. Stand up, or step aside. Cowards won't stand when it's time to ride. If you hate this land so much you cry, pack that bag, catch that ride. Stand up, or step aside. This is our home, our blood, our pride. If you won't fight, but you still wanna whine, leave that key, fall in line or goodbye. You don't like the story? Then write your page. Not from the couch, from the streets, hit the stage. You don't like the soil? Then shall be gone. But don't you dare spit on the ground you're on. Stand up, or step aside. Cowards won't stand when it's time to ride. If you hate this land so much you cry, pack that bag, catch that ride. Stand up, or step aside. This is our home, our blood, our pride. If you won't fight, but you still wanna whine, leave that key, fall in line or goodbye.
No, chill for what? Who is this nigga?
Yeah. They know my name, they know my word, but they still throw dirt. Ha! Yeah. Been a decade in the game, 10 plus in the rain. Been a kingdom from the mud, turned up on them every string. They were lurking on my chat, screenshotting every frame. Took my slang, took my cadence, then pretended we the same. They was praying for my downfall while they copying my blueprint. Yeah. Every topic that I touch, turn the trend, now they abuse it. They be whispering in DMs, plotting on me, try to stop my rise. Try to ice me out the story, still I burn right through the lies. Yeah. I'm the people's champ, I'm the angry man. Say my name, can steal my style, never steal my hands. They can throw that dirt, still I rise again. You can hate my goods, but watch me rain. I'm the people's champ, I'm the angry man. They can twist my words, never twist my stance. Blame me for it all, I just take that chance. Cause they know I'm best, they don't want my shine to last. No, they was flagging every upload, sending shots behind the scenes, posting pictures of my family, trying to crack me at the scene. Drop my name up in the phone, type my address on the site. Thought the fear would make me vanish, told them pussies catch a flight. Every time they build a boycott, I just build another brand. Turn a smear into a slogan, made a movement out to slander. Understand, they be calling me the villain, why they quoting every line. I'm the mirror that they scared of, so they cover up my life. I'm the people's champ, I'm the angry man. Say my name. They can steal my style, never steal my hands. They can throw that dirt, still I rise again. You can hate my goods, but watch me rain. I'm the people's champ, I'm the angry man. They can twist my words, never twist my stance. Blame me for it all, I just take that chance. Cause they know I'm best, they don't want my shine to last. They gon' blame me for the storm, blame me for the rain, blame me cause I said it. Just remember we ain't the same. They gon' cry about my tone, but they study every take. You can hate on every move, you can cancel what I made. Nah, I'm the people's champ, I'm the angry man. Say my name. They can steal my style, never steal my hands. They can throw that dirt, still I rise again. You can hate my goods, but watch me rain. I'm the people's champ, I'm the angry man. They can twist my words, never twist my stance. Blame me for it all, I just take that chance. Cause they know I'm best, they don't want my shine to last. That's why they hate the man.
Let me give another disclaimer because some of you seem to be confused. You do not come to my show and tell me my intro is too long. You do not come to my show and tell me you don't like me playing music. You don't come to my show and talk trash about our American president. You don't come to my show with liberal leftist talking points and no real logic to back it up. I do not give a fuck what you think. If you don't like what I'm doing on this show, kick fucking rocks. Period.
You are now rocking with the best. Support the Angry Man. Support the stream.
Son of her raising no delay. This life don't wait, so I'm on my way. Feet hit the pavement, sunrise grinning. Life's a roulette and I'm always spinning. Pocket full of dreams, got the world in my hands. No map, just vibes and unplanned plans. Sweat on my brow, running wild through the city. Clock ticking loud, but it ain't that gritty. Spill my soul like ink on a loose leaf. Every breath a moment, no time for grief. Full throttle, no brakes, I'm flying. Every second counts, ain't no denying. Living for the now, future can't wait. No rewind button, I'm on in my face, yeah, yeah. I'm on in my face, I'm on in my face. Heart like a drum, beating fast, no pause. Life's a movie real, I'ma start with no flaws. Cup running over, champagne fizz. Every day's a blessing, yeah, that's the biz. Jumping over hurdle, life's track and field. Every scar story, every wound's healed. Skyline's my ceiling, dreams stretch wide. Riding shotgun with hope, joy by my side. Full throttle, no brakes, I'm flying. Every second counts, ain't no denying. Living for the now, future can't wait. No rewind button, I'm on in my face, yeah, yeah. I'm on in my face, yeah, yeah. Roll the dice, let it ride. Moonlit nights, ocean tide. Every heartbeat, a melody. Life's a stage, I'm a symphony. Slow it down, feel the sound. Breathing deep, feet on the ground. Then a spark, hit a call. One more run, give it all. Full throttle, no brakes, I'm flying. Every second counts, ain't no denying. Living for the now, future can't wait. No rewind button, I'm on in my face, yeah, yeah. No rewind, no regret. Sunset phase, but I ain't done yet, yeah. I'm on in my face, yeah, yeah.
And we are live back yet again. Y'all already know what time it is. Make sure you guys are supporting the show. You can do so by going to the Cash App or the Super Chat. Y'all already know what it is. We need at least 10 BINOs to get this thing started. In order to be a BINO, all you have to do is drop 20 or more to participate in the BINO roll call. It is greatly appreciated, and we definitely need 10 people to get the show started. I don't know why there are so many individuals that just refuse to understand. You're not gonna make me do anything. Big Daddy said, F you too. You preaching to those who give no pushback. Wake up and open. Man, shut the fuck up and kick rocks. No one cares. No one cares. Do y'all see the little part right there where he said, you're preaching to those who give no pushback? See, that's a shaming tactic. That's a shaming tactic. That's reverse psychology. He's trying to shame me into this idea of, oh, I must not be a real person because I'm not allowing people that are going to give me pushback. See, that's what the liberals, weirdos, progressives, and cowards do in this country. They don't have any real power. They don't have any real power, and they don't have a legitimate argument. So what they have to do is they have to try to manipulate you into letting them get their bullshit off. And what they don't realize with me is shit doesn't work. The shit doesn't work. It don't work with me, bro. I could care less. I could care less about your feelings. I could care less about your sense of justice. I could care less about what you think is fair. I don't care. And the reason why I don't care is because I'm a Gen Xer. I don't come from a generation of everybody coddles our feelings and tiptoes around us. I don't give a shit. It's like that moment where you walk into a room and you look around at everybody in the room and you start trying to calculate how you can manipulate the situation. And so you give this speech about, okay, so we're all in this room and we need to decide who's going to be the leader. And I think we should each give a speech, and based upon that speech, whoever's the most fairest person and the most logical person should be the leader. And then some guy walks up to you and says, I'm the leader. And you're like, wait a minute, you're not supposed to do that. That's not fair. What are you doing? What? In the Gen X era, that's called, if we have a problem, don't worry, we'll straighten it out. But I've noticed this on the internet. There's always a bunch of you whiners and complainers who jump in the chat and you say some of the stupidest or dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. And it goes a little something like this. Wait a minute. That's not fair. You just want an echo chamber. Wait a minute. I should be able to say what I want in the chat. What about freedom of speech? Has anybody else paid attention to the numerous forms of manipulation that these new age progressives have been engaging in? Has anybody paid any attention to it? And by the way, we have 4 BINOs so far. If y'all want us to be able to get this thing rolling, we need at least 10 BINOs to start. And the only reason why I'm doing that is because yesterday we went live and the support was abysmal. So we definitely need more support than we had yesterday. So I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but we now have a society where the cowards get power through manipulation. The cowards get power through manipulation. I call it the participation trophy manipulation. That's what I call it. Let's say you have a scrawny little kid that's not good at basketball, but he wants to be the star athlete. Why? Because he likes all of the privileges and benefits that the star athlete gets. When they win the championship game, everybody puts the star athlete on their shoulders and they parade him around and they cheer for him. The cheerleaders cheer for the star athlete. Star athlete gets to date the prettiest girl in the school. He goes to the prom with the prom queen. Star athlete is loved by the girls and respected by the guys. See, the little scrawny kid, he wants all of those benefits, but he doesn't want to put in the work that the star athlete puts in. Because sure, he may be a scrawny kid, but that can change. He could work out, he could practice, he could do everything in his power to be a great basketball player, but he doesn't want it that way. He feels that he's entitled to all the things that the star athlete benefits from. So what he does is he complains incessantly like a little bitch. He complains to the teachers. He complains to the guidance counselor. He complains to his parents. He complains. He has his parents complain at the, parent-teacher conference. He complains to everybody until finally they say, you know what? We're going to put him on the team. They put him on the team. Only problem is he doesn't get a lot of playing time. He doesn't get a lot of playing time because he's not good. So he goes on his round of complaining again. Complains to the teachers, complains to the guidance counselor, complains about the coach, complains to the entire faculty, complains to his parents. So finally they decide they put him in the game. They play him just as much as they play the star athlete. Only problem is he's not good. And because the only thing he's good at is complaining, he's never going to be good at basketball because he thinks that all he has to do to get what he wants is complain. So they play the whole season. They don't win a championship, so they don't get a trophy. So he complains about that. He complains to the whole faculty. He complains to everybody until finally the school says, you know what? We're just going to give all of the basketball players a trophy. So now they have a trophy. Everybody has a trophy. Right? Now, interesting thing happens once this takes place. Once this takes place, this school never wins another championship again. Every year, they lose because they suck. And the reason why they suck is because when that little one wimpy kid started complaining because he wanted to be the star athlete, other wimpy kids noticed this and they followed suit and they did the same thing. And so now the basketball team is filled with a bunch of kids that can't play basketball. But the funny thing about it is they don't care because they know no matter how horrible their season is, they're still going to get trophies. This is what America has become. This is what America has become. And this is the main reason why somebody will come into this chat room and try to shame me into agreeing with them. Because they don't want to put in the work to persuade me or to sway my opinion. That's too much work. It's too much work to come over here and say, hey, Angry Man, you know what? I don't agree with you. I respect your opinion, but I don't agree with you. And I think I can sway you to my side of things and then have a discussion. They don't want to do that. That's too much work. So what they'll do is they'll come over here and they'll say something like, Trump's a horrible president. And if you can't see that, you're just blind or stupid. So because I don't agree with you, I'm blind. Because I don't agree with you, I'm stupid. Right? If I don't agree with your lifestyle, I'm a homophobe. If I don't like the fact that there are Islamic extremists that scream and chant death to America, that means I'm xenophobic, right? See, a lot of that shit works on the new age people and some of the older people that are soft-hearted. It doesn't work on me. See, I'm not one of those people that say, oh, we need to get rid of bullying in school. I don't care about bullying. I don't care about bullying. Bullying doesn't bother me. Name calling doesn't bother me. Being told I'm not good at something doesn't bother me. The reason why I don't care about bullying is because whenever I got bullied, I punched the bully in the face. And the bully stopped bullying. I don't live in this fantasy world that y'all live in. This soft-hearted fantasy world that, might I add, the only reason you're able to live in that type of world is because of all of the people that came before you in America that were willing to kick ass. That's the only reason. The only reason you have the ability to be a whiny, crying snowflake bitch is because of all of the kick-ass Americans that came before you that was willing to kick ass and take names. That's the only reason you enjoy this comfortable, plush little bubble that you live in. As you sit around on the internet claiming that Trump is a dictator, not understanding that if he was actually a dictator, you wouldn't be able to sit on the internet and fucking say it. He's not a dictator. That's just you doing the same thing that I just got through describing. If we call him a dictator enough, maybe he'll stop doing what he wants to do and do what we want him to do. It's a shaming tactic. It's reverse psychology. Let's call him all of these horrible names so that we can condition his behavior. Funny thing is, the average American, you don't even know why you're trying to condition his behavior in a certain direction. The Democrats and the liberals, they know why they're trying to condition his behavior, and they know why they've charged up you useful idiots to condition his behavior. They don't like what he's doing to Iran because of how much money they used to make with Iran. Like, I don't know what. Matter of fact, I do know why. I know why. I know the reason why you individuals think it's so easy to indoctrinate somebody. The reason why you think it's so easy is because how easily they indoctrinated your ass. So you can't convince me that the family structure is bad. You can't convince me of all of these new age methods that you imply. So you can't convince me that gentle parenting works. You know why you can't convince me of that? Because I don't have that little quirk or that little issue that many of you have, which is the inability to recognize reality when you see it right in front of your face. See, the reason why it's difficult to indoctrinate me is because I know how to see reality, process it, and understand it. I don't block reality out because I don't like it the way you do. So when you tell me studies have shown that gentle parenting works and corporal punishment doesn't work, meanwhile, you got fully grown adults sitting in their car going crazy because the candidate that they did not vote for won the election. When have you ever seen that in the history of the world? When have you ever seen it? When have you ever seen fully grown adults out in public losing their shit because they could not get their way? Now, I may not be the smartest man in the world, but it could possibly be because when they were children and they threw a tantrum, instead of their parents taking off their belt and whooping their ass, they tried to have a conversation with them. Which is why now when they're grown and they throw a tantrum and the police roll up on them and say, hey, I need you to get out of the car. Don't touch me. You can't touch me. You end up with adults that do not respect authority and do not accept punishment because they never had to respect authority and they never received any damn punishment. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. I don't care how many scientists, sociologists, academics come out and tell you corporal punishment doesn't work. If corporal punishment doesn't work, why do cops have nightsticks? Why do cops have tasers? Why do cops have firearms? If corporal punishment doesn't work. You even have teachers that are not allowed in this day and age to put kids in timeout. If timeout doesn't work, why do we have prisons? Why? Here's one thing I know fundamentally. If a child walks into the kitchen and the stove is hot and they put their hand up there, they won't do it again. The reason why they won't do it again is because pain. Pain. The moment the brain feels pain, it instantly teaches itself a lesson. Oh, I shouldn't do that. No different than when you go hang out past your curfew and you walk through the door, and as soon as you walk in the door, one of your parents is standing behind the door with a switch or a belt, and they start lighting your ass up. I guarantee you, even if you decide to stay out past your curfew again, I guarantee you thought about it. Now, some folks is more hard-headed than others. But you don't get rid of the punishment simply because some people have a higher tolerance. That's throwing the baby out with the bathwater. But it doesn't surprise me, because all of this indoctrination is for the purpose of dismantling this country from within. You look at this whole situation. See, this Iran situation, it has proven definitively one thing. You ever have, let me tell you something that I went through as a young man. And by the way, we need some more BINOs, y'all. Let's see, we got 1, 2. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 6 BINOs. We need 4 more BINOs, y'all. We need 4 more BINOs. Hit the Cash App or the Super Chat and support the show. When I was a young man, and I used to rip and run the streets. You know how you find out if somebody really with you? Because, you know, when you young, you're a teenager, and you go out in the street or whatever, sometimes it get dangerous. You want to know the fastest way for you to find out who's really with you? Because you could be hanging out with people, and you know what I'm saying? It's like AZ said in the song, it don't make them your man just because your palms meet. So cats can be around you, they tap you up. Yeah, you my man, 100 grand. You know what I'm saying? Talk that shit all day. Man, you know I'm down to ride for you, man. They don't want no smoke. It is what it is. You know, it's up and done. All of that shit. Niggas talk all day long. Blah, 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 blah. You know when you find out who really with you? You know when you find out who's really with you? It's when you actually get into a fight. When there's no more room for talking, when this action and it's right there in front of your face. The moment you get into a fight, the people who jump in to help you are really with you, and the people who fade into the shadows are not with you. That's how you find out. It's like Lloyd Banks said at the beginning of his song. He said, let's see, let me make sure I don't get the lyrics wrong. Banks has a song called South Side Story. At the beginning of the song, he says, I done learned from mistakes like who's my man and who's not, like who's gonna run and who's not, like who's gonna shoot if you shot, who gonna hold their own, who's not, who gonna change spots. This Iran situation proves one thing definitively. Thank God that no one has ever invaded this country in our lifetime. Because how many of y'all have ever seen the movie Red Dawn? How many of y'all ever seen that movie? Do you realize how many people in this country, if some foreign country were to invade this country, do you have any idea how many people would fold? And when I say fold, I mean become a turncoat, a Benedict Arnold. They hiding in there just to save their own life. How many of them would not take up arms to fight for the liberty and sanctity of America? Do you have any idea how many? I'm going to tell you right now how many. It's not hard for you to know. All you have to do is go to the internet right now and look at every single person online that has a problem with what our president is doing right now. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. You have Americans right now. You have Americans right now that I've seen Americans on TikTok doing TikToks where they say, Iran, look, it's not us, it's him. See, I'm not cut from that cloth. I'm not cut from that cloth. I'm cut from the cloth where it's like this. If me and you in the same household, whether we friends, siblings, cousins, whatever, or you just my homie or whatever, we in the same house. We could have just got through arguing. We could have just got through fighting. If somebody tries to break into that house, the way I'm built, I don't care what just happened between us. It's you and me against that motherfucker that just broke in the damn house. I don't give a damn what our argument was about. We got to put that shit to the side. We deal with that later. We got an immediate threat. With that being said, right? With that being said, you have Americans that are like, oh my God, what is Trump doing to Iran? We can't, this ain't right. What? Do any of you have any idea what Iran would do to America if the roles were reversed? If they were in our position of power and we were in their position of power. Do you have any earthly idea what they would do to us? See, you don't have to guess. This is the wonderful thing about this. You don't have to guess. They would do the same thing to us that they're doing to their people and have been doing to their people for a very long time. See, we don't got to guess. We don't got to guess. In fact, it would be worse. It would be worse. Because if they were in the position of power, they would be over here forcing every last one of us to convert to Islam. And if we didn't, or if we refused, well, let's just say you'd be getting sent to the upper room where Jesus. That's what would happen. You women would have to immediately cover up. Or face the consequences of that. Every last one of you individuals that are living an alternative lifestyle that's not traditional man, woman, child, They're not even giving you no option. And if you think I'm lying, just go look up what the Islamic faith dictates. Just go look up what the people in the Middle East believe in. That's all you gotta do. Just go look it up. It's historical. You can look it up. You don't gotta take my word for it. I'll tell you, just like Geordie LaForge used to tell you on Reading Rainbow. You don't have to take my word for it. I'm trying to figure out when did this overwhelming love for the Iranian leadership, when did that take place here in America? They have been threatening us for 47 years. My entire lifetime. They've been threatening us for 47 years. Now, you got people that speculate on who was behind 9/11 and this, that, and the third, right? But here's the interesting thing about it. You don't even have to speculate. You know why you don't have to speculate? Because they took credit for it. Am I wrong? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Does whose family agree with my position? Does whose family agree with my position? You asking if my family agrees with my position? Are you asking me? Oh, now you get quiet. Why are you quiet, hippie? Why are you quiet, hippie? Stand on something. If that's what you want to ask me, let me know you're talking to me and not somebody in the chat. He got booted. Shout out to Engine Joe in the building. Appreciate you, Engine Joe, for being a sponsor.
That's that BINO energy.
It's a lot better than we usually do.
All right, chums up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
Shout out to Engine Joe. Engine Joe said, if roles were reversed, can no better point can be made. Can end the show with that. Blessings, AM. Appreciate you, fam. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to answer that question as if he was asking me the question. Better yet, press a 1 in the chat if y'all want me to answer that question. Does my family agree with my position? Press a 1 if y'all want me to answer that question. So, how I would answer that question is simply like this. I'm a man. I'm a man. That's all the answer I need to give. I am a man. BINO Nation, can y'all tell me what I mean when I say that? Can y'all tell me in the chat, BINO Nation, what do I mean when I say that? Said that means you think for yourself. Absolutely. Said you make your own decisions in your own mind. Absolutely. The head of the household, what you say goes. Absolutely. Absolutely. You give 0 fucks. Absolutely. 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 AM is patriarch in his family. His position is the only position. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Because guess what? Even if I weren't all of those things, even if I weren't a patriarch, even if my position wasn't the position of the whole family, it doesn't change anything. It's still my position. The fact that you even came in here and asked me, is this also your family's position? It lets me know a lot about you. See, you're one of those men whose nuts are tucked firmly back. You can't let them hang. You gotta run around and ask everybody's permission to know how you supposed to think. You the type of dude that get told on a regular basis to tuck your sack back. Not to mention the fact, let's think about this for a second. See, here's the other funny thing. Here's the other funny thing, right? Because you were asking that question as if I'm some closeted Trump supporter, right? Right? To everybody watching, I want y'all to think about how stupid that question was. He asked me if my family knows about my position, the Angry Man. Someone who gets millions of views a month, that broadcasts every day on a YouTube channel that is damn near 1 million subscribers. You came in here to ask me if my family knows what my position is. Does that make any sense to anybody? See, here's the thing, right? We gotta, it's past time that we separate the men from the boys. Okay? It's past time we separate the men from the boys. So one of the ways that we can easily separate the men from the boys, I don't think y'all understand. There are a bunch of guys out here that would never be bold enough to start a YouTube channel, sit on that channel every single day, and give their honest opinion about the world, no matter who likes it or doesn't like it. Now, what have I not talked about up here on my show? And I've never been an icon content creator. From day one, my face has been on this shit. From day one, I've been doing videos and going live showing my face when I give my opinion. David said, so you're mad about asking advice? What are you even talking about? Do you even know what you're talking about? I don't think you know what you're talking about. I don't think you know what you're talking about. You're going to have to clarify and explain what you're talking about. Let's see if we're still waiting on the rest of the BINOs. So people are asking for your opinion. So people are asking for your opinion. A lot of people ask me for my opinion. What's your point? Oh, you're saying that as if nobody asked my opinion. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying, that nobody asked my opinion? Hopper said, your opinion doesn't matter, as he watches my opinion. As he watches my opinion. Said, I'm on here to view your opinion. Then shut up and listen. Then all you got to do is shut up and listen. That's all you got to do if you want to know my opinion. That's all you got to do if you want to know my opinion. Hopper said, you sound foolish, as he continues to watch me. As he continues to watch me. See, that's not a chick. That's a guy. Like I've been doing this for so freaking long that I can literally tell whenever, like if somebody's typing in the chat, I could tell if they're a dude or if they're a chick, right? That's a dude, right? Now, here's the funny thing about this. I'm starting to realize why the women are sick of today's men. Because they do shit like this. You know what you'll never see me doing? To all of the women in here, have you ever seen the angry man in a chat room arguing with the content creator of that live stream? Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen me in a chat room just, you don't know what you're talking about? Have you ever seen it? He said, I seen it. Okay, which one? Which chat room? Which chat room? Which chat room? Let me know. Right now. Let me know. Let me know. I'm waiting. I want to know so bad. What's the room that I was in? Now he's quiet. What a shock. Now he's quiet. What a shock. Now, here's a bit of information for you guys. You know the reason why these dudes come in here and troll like that? Because when I'm spitting too much truth, these demons have to jump in the chat and try their best to deflect. They're like, oh my God, he's spitting too much truth. Oh my God, he's cooking with fresh grease. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. We gotta do something to slow him down. We gotta do something to stop him from shit. Damn. Anyway, going back to what I was saying. You men are weak. You men are weak. This is why the women of today don't like y'all. Because you don't know how to be men. If I go to a channel and the person is saying some goofy shit that I don't agree with, I click off. I'll be like, man, I ain't trying to hear that goofy ass shit. I'll click off of it and I'll go somewhere else. Because I don't got time. I don't got time to be trying to argue with some jackass on YouTube running his mouth about some shit that I don't agree with. That's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. And I don't know how many times I've said it over and over again. You come in here trolling. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clown the shit out of you, and then I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to clown the shit out of you, and then I'm going to keep it moving. Like it didn't even happen. Because that's the reason so many of you don't like Trump. Because you're so used to living in a world filled with weak ass men that the moment you see a man that's not weak, the shit scares the hell out of you. Oh my God. Trump said he's going to destroy an entire civilization. What are we going to do? You know what we should do? We should all hold hands until we make a big circle around the earth and just join our hands together like the Who's in Whoville and start singing Bahu Dore, Bahu Dore. That's what y'all need to do. Y'all need to get together and make a We Are the World record. That's what you need to do. Join hands, and the power of love will conquer all. You feel me? You could be like, oh my God, you could be like the Captain Planet crew, the Planeteers. You know what I'm saying? Because you know they all got their rings. It's like, with your powers combined, I am Captain Punk Ass. Captain Punk Ass, he's our hero. Gonna bring war down to zero. Be just like Captain Planet. It's like, by your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. And all somebody had to do was this right here. Ball up a piece of paper, some litter, and hit him with it. Ah! Oh! The power is yours. Right? I can't believe it. He's threatening Iran. You mean the country that's been threatening us for like 47 years? You mean the country that has been chanting death to America since before I knew how to walk? You mean that country? You mean that country? You mean the same country that's been trying to develop missiles that can reach America? That country. That's the country you're talking about? You mean the same country that treat women like second-class citizens? You mean the same country where women barely have any damn rights? That country? That's the one you're talking about? That's the one you're talking about. Like, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm containing my anger. I'm trying to maintain my composure, but nothing in life has ever disgusted me more than these Democrats in this day and age. Their blatant treachery, it stinks. The stench of it. The moment I see their faces, I'm just infuriated because I've paid attention long enough to know why they're doing it. They're pretending as if there's some noble reason why they're doing it, and there's nothing noble about it. That's why it makes me sick to my stomach, because I know the reason why they're pushing the narrative they're pushing. And here's the thing that I remember when I was a kid, growing up in a household with a God-fearing woman. I used to always wonder, you know, about heaven and hell and what could get you in heaven and what would cause you to end up in hell. And growing up, I always loved philosophy. I always loved the idea of the struggle between good and evil. And I used to think to myself, how do you know if you're good or if you're evil? And the reason why I would ask myself that question is because human beings, we have this ability to convince ourselves that we're good when we're really not, right? So in knowing that, you have to ask yourself, am I good? Or is the things I do, are they for selfish purposes? Are they for, you know, are they not noble indeed, right? And then you look at the Democrats and what many of them are doing. See, sometimes you just need a point of reference. You sit back and you look at what they're doing and how they're going about it, and then you say to yourself, yeah, now I know what evil looks like. Because that's what that shit is. That's what that shit is. That shit is pure fucking evil. Pure evil. You know how I know it's evil? And look, I'm not saying that Trump is perfect. Not saying that at all, but this is how I know it's evil. They've been saying forever that they want to put a stop to Maduro. Even put bounties on him, millions of dollars for his capture, right? Donald Trump comes along and he sends troops in there to get Maduro successfully. The moment that he does that, they then go on television and talk about how wrong he is and how he needs to be tried for war crimes. And you have to sit back and think to yourself, like, but wait a minute. Y'all wanted to put a stop to what he was doing in Venezuela. You put bounties on him. Hell, Joe Biden increased the bounty. Obama increased the bounty on Maduro. Joe Biden increased the bounty on Maduro. So you got the people in Venezuela celebrating in the streets. Happy as hell. You got videos of the prisoners down there in Venezuela that were political prisoners being released, and the family members running to greet them and hugging them and squeezing them so tight like they never want to let go. You got American Venezuelans here in tears. Their family members going to them and telling them that Maduro was captured and recording their reaction, and they're in tears. But because Trump doesn't play by their rules or fit their political agendas, they will stand their Democrat asses up there on a fucking podium and talk as if he did something evil when you can see all them people celebrate. I don't care what nobody say. That ain't nothing but the devil. When somebody can do something that is righteous, just, and you see the reaction of the people, you see the result, and somebody comes along and tries to twist it and make it seem like they did a bad thing, you got to ask yourself, well, shit, are you culpable? Was you in business with that motherfucker? And now you're seeing the same thing with Iran. You got Venezuelans going to social media saying, hey, American liberals, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. You've got Iranians going to social media and telling American liberals, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Every one of you Americans that are so easily manipulated and so easily swayed by the Democrats, every time I see y'all online running your mouth, it makes me want to fucking puke. I've never seen a group of people so stupid. Trump said you're about to witness the death of a civilization. They jumped online. He's going to nuke Iran. He's going to take out all the people. What do you need for civilization? You need infrastructure. What has he been talking about every time he spoke? Talking about taking out their infrastructure. If you take out their infrastructure, they won't have a civilization. It'll be like they're back in the Stone Age. They won't have a power grid. They won't have communications. They won't have any of that shit. Does that mean he was talking about taking out the people? No. But all the Democrats got to do is get up on camera and say he's talking about taking out the people. And then here come you jackasses jumping online, repeating that stupid shit like a bunch of damn Muppets. Man, Trump tripping, man. Trump, he talking about doing this. He talking about. You know the reason why y'all think like that? Because it's been a long time since we had a Pearl Harbor. Some of you are so stupid that you've bought into this communist, socialist, bullshit ass lie that they've been running in this country for probably the past 30 to 40 years. You believe the damn lies. You think that America is this big bully that just goes around the world bullying everybody. And if it wasn't for that, all the other countries would love us. Many of those countries, if they were in the position to do so, they would wreak havoc on us. The shit would be sad. And it's unfortunate because that's the only thing that would wake y'all up. That's the only thing. That is the only thing that would wake y'all up. It's You know, and I don't wish for nothing like that at all. I don't. But it ain't real for you. It ain't real for you. It ain't real. See, it was real for people. It was real for people living in the 1940s. In World War II. That was real. That threat was real. That threat was real. When Pearl Harbor happened, that shit was real. But here's the funny thing about this. The funny thing about this is we did have something recent happen that was scary, right? It was terrifying, in fact. And I know because I was a young man when it happened. I was, 21? I was 21 years old when it happened. I woke up one day and I turned on the news, and plastered across every TV station were the Twin Towers. And one of them had smoke bellowing from it. And as I'm watching the TV, another plane hits it, hits the other one. And them shits. And it was horrible. And it was tragic. And in the wake of that, everybody was saying, never forget. Remember, there were posters that had the Twin Towers and it said, never forget. Right? And then last year, New York, you elected a Muslim mayor. How's that even possible? How does that even make sense? How does that even make sense? And the way that the average everyday American has been fighting against Trump tooth and nail, at some point in the future, some historian is going to have to study this shit. Some historian is going to have to study this shit. You want to know, look, let me tell you something. You know, when we talk about World War II, right? You know the short mustache guy over there in Germany, right? He didn't snatch power. He was elected. He was elected. And he was a socialist. Right? He was elected and he was a socialist. Do you know how he was able to convince the population of Germany that what he was doing was righteous? by convincing the people of some bullshit. By convincing the people of some bullshit. And he used what was the media back then to do it. What is the media being used for today in America? What is it being used for? What is the media trying its best to convince the American people of? What is the media of today trying to convince the American people of? Absolutely. Orange man bad. Orange man bad. Orange man bad. So for months now, the liberal establishment and the managed media has tried to convince you that we're literally on the brink of a nuclear war. Painting this picture that we have a madman in the White House ready to vaporize millions of people. Now, what's amazing to me is the amount of people that actually believe that shit. That's what's amazing to me. And I'm talking about the American people. I'm not talking about the Democrats. We already know they lie through their teeth, right? But to many of you people that believe the Democrats' lies, did it ever cross your mind that just maybe Trump is doing this because he's good at negotiating it? It's never, like, I've seen Trump win so many negotiations by pushing shit to the limit. Like, how many times has he done it? How many times has he done it? Do you, like, to everybody that, like, I'm starting to feel like the American public are used to presidents being punks. Do you know the only way a threat works? Somebody in the chat tell me, how does a threat work? How does it work? How does a threat work? When you can back up what you're saying. When you can back up what you're saying. The only way that a threat can work is if you are willing to back up what you're saying. Now watch this. You are the bootlicker supreme. Only in America can you be called a bootlicker for liking your own president. These individuals in this country have been programmed so thoroughly that I don't even think they think they're Americans anymore. I don't even think they believe they're Americans anymore. I don't even think that they think of themselves as Americans anymore. One thing we know for certain, whether you believe yourself to be an American or not, the one thing we do know about you, we know you're a fucking coward. We know that. Because regardless of what you think I am, you see my face as I give this opinion. Has anybody noticed that every single individual that comes in here to talk shit to me doesn't have a photo? Does anybody else notice this? None of them have a photo. Cowards. Cowards. And what's even funnier is they want to refer to me as a bootlicker. What do you call yourself? How could any of you call me a bootlicker when you liberal leftists have your heads buried so far up the Democrats' asses that you can see the back of their teeth? And you want to know what the saddest part about it is? The saddest part is you a slave and you don't even know it. You don't even know it. A slave and a coward. Because whatever you want to call me, I'm saying this with my face. And still don't have no problem walking out in public. You want to know the reason why? Because the only place where you chumps have any real smoke for conservatives is on the internet. That's the only place you got real smoke. That's the only place you got real smoke. Because I don't have no issues roaming around the world, roaming around in life. I don't have no issues whatsoever. But getting back to what I was saying, when Trump said we are going to witness the death of a civilization, he wasn't talking about targeting people. And anybody with any common sense knows that. He was talking about the dismantling of their infrastructure, their grid, the money, their military apparatus, the things that keep that crooked ass regime in power. That's what he was talking about. Trump's smart enough to know you don't have to do nothing that extreme. All you have to do is stop their ability to function. And he only did it, he only said it as a threat. Now, whether they make good on what they said, right? That's yet to be seen. We got to see, because let's be real about it. That those individuals love to try to negotiate and lie and pretend like they're gonna do something. No, because see, this is what you gotta realize about Iran. The reason why it's so difficult to negotiate with them is because all of the presidents that came before Donald Trump, Iran has been running over them. Iran has been doing whatever the hell it wanted to do for so damn long. They're not used to dealing with a president that says, nah, we not doing that. Either get down or lay down. They're not used to that. They're not used to being given an ultimatum. They're used to being able to do whatever the hell they want to do. So it's a bitter pill that they have to swallow. And they don't like it. And they don't like it. So he set the deadline. And as you can see what time it is, the clock already hit 0. And all of your pundits and experts and shit that said that we would be at war by morning, well, wrong again. Wrong again, right? Big Diesel. Here we go. Here we go with another one of these niggas that should be somewhere watching Love and Hip Hop. Here we go with another one of these savages that don't know what the hell they talking about. He said, "You sound like a clown. He just unified them even harder with it." Who gives a fuck if they're more nobody cares. They're more unified and they're going to do what? Throw some bricks and stones across the damn ocean? Who cares? You want to know what's amazing to me with these clowns like this right here? These the same clowns that will rep a block. These are the same clowns that will be Bloods and Crips. These are the same clowns that'll be like, I'm from my hood and I don't play that shit. These are the same clowns that do that shit. So we know they understand the concept. You want to come in here and talk some shit because Trump went to action or invoked action against a country that every single president before him has been saying they're going to invoke actions on. Trump is literally doing the thing that every other president, including your Democrat presidents, have said they were going to do. Only difference is he's the one that actually did it. Over a country that closed up the Gulf of Hormuz, or whatever you call it, which is a major trade route. And Trump is saying, well, look, if y'all don't open it back up, we're going to do X, Y, Z. So you coming in here mad about that shit, but you'll probably go to war because a nigga with different shoelaces walked down your block. Man, shut your goofy ass up and get the hell out of my chat room. You niggas be going to war with each other over the color of your damn shoelaces. You ready to shoot somebody for scuffing up your sneakers. But you in here talking about some, well, they're more unified. Since when did you know anything about geopolitics, nigga? Y'all ain't never cared about politics. Ever. All you ever did was watch reality TV shows and listen to rap music. Trump getting office now, all of a sudden, every last nigga in the hood is a political analyst. Shut the hell up, because I don't believe you. The only thing you doing is you're sitting your goofy ass around listening to the damn Democrats say stupid shit, and then you get up here and repeat the stupid shit. Like we don't know it's stupid shit. And I tell you what, I got a challenge for you. I got a challenge for you. Because I guarantee you, if I ask you anything about politics prior to 2016, you ain't gonna know what the hell I'm talking about. Want to challenge me on it? Just ask for the link. Just ask for the link. Ask for the link in the chat and come up here, and I'm going to ask you some questions about politics before 2016, and let's see how much you know about it. Anybody? Anybody? Do you know why the war was started? Unless you're asking for the link, shut the hell up. Unless you're asking for the link, shut the hell up. No more of this anonymous shit. Unless you asking for the link, shut up. Angry man can't say the Strait of Hormuz right, and he is saying that other folks don't know shit about geopolitics. Make it make sense. You tell me how it makes sense when you got Junior in front of your damn name. Where's your photo at, bitch? Where's your photo at? Where's your photo at? Fucking cowards. Y'all love to come up here on some cowardly shit. Matter of fact, I got you. I got you. I got you. There go the link right there. Bring your ass up here. Bring your ass up here and challenge my knowledge on geopolitics. How about that? In real time. Come here talking about, oh, he can't even say the Strait of Hormuz, because I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I hope we take over that shit and name it something else. I don't give two fucks. But I bet you don't hit that link. I bet you that. I bet you don't hit that link since I don't know shit about geopolitics. Yeah, I don't know nothing about geopolitics. I'm an idiot when it comes to geopolitics. Come up here and prove it. Hit the link. Come up here and prove it. Come up here and prove I don't know nothing about geopolitics. Nope. Whoever you are in the back, always right. I'm not bringing nobody up with their camera off. We not playing them games no more. Ain't no more anonymous shit. If you gonna come up here and talk shit, put your face on it. We need to see who you are. You will not be coming up on my show unless you got your camera on and I can see your face. In fact, since your name, let's see, what name you got up there? Always right. Guess what? You're gone. What? No challengers? No grown men? No grown men that have the courage of their convictions enough to where you're willing to show your face when you run your mouth? Huh? Because I'm not gonna go back and forth with an icon. That ain't gonna happen. That's not gonna happen on this show. Not now, not ever again. You don't get to come on my show. If you can't put your face on it, you're not coming on my show. Look, now we got another person in here in the dark. Can't see his face. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to turn on a light or something. And if you don't, you're out of there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're out of there. Stop playing with me. My channel is damn near 1 million subscribers. If you want to come up here, you're going to have your light turned on. I should be able to see your face, and your sound should sound good. We're not playing these goofy ass games no more. I'm done. I'm done playing with y'all. If my shit look like this, your shit can halfway look like this. Collectively, I got 1,345 people up here. And you think you're going to get up here and talk to me with an icon? You think you're going to get up here and talk to me with the lights low? First of all, I need to understand why grown men are hitting my link with the damn lights low. You a grown-ass man. I'm a grown-ass man. Why are you hitting my link with the lights dim in your freaking crib? Bunch of damn weirdos. That's the problem with y'all. Y'all need a standard. Y'all need a standard. Speaking of,
they told you to be nice. They told you to wait your turn. They lied. If you don't respect the man in the mirror, no one ever will. Stop looking for tips. Start looking for a standard. Your anger isn't a weakness. It's fuel. Burn it to build a better vessel. When you stop begging for attention, you start commanding it. Be the prize, not the option.
Reclaim your throne with the Angryman Standard. Now available at Amazon. Link in the description.
make sure you guys go check out my book, The Angryman Standard, which is available on my website. All you have to do is go to TheAngrymanChannel.com. You can purchase your copy there, or you can go to Amazon. Either or, it don't really make no difference to me. Grab that book so you can learn what a standard is. Something's wrong with these dudes, man. Y'all gonna stop coming up here trying to treat me like I'm a nobody. I'm not a nobody. I'm a somebody. And you're gonna come up here and respect it. And you're gonna come up here and treat me like a somebody. If you want to come on my show, treat this shit the same way. When you goofy ass, lame cornball niggas go on Kendra G, not only do you got the camera on, you're in your best clothing doing pirouettes and shit. If you want to come on, the Angryman show and have a conversation with me, you're gonna have the camera on, you're gonna have the lights on like a normal person. I'm a married man and I'm a straight man. So don't be coming up here with your lights dim like you about to have a candlelit dinner, Cupcake. We not doing that over here. I'm starting to realize why you cats don't got no respect for me, because I'm not as harsh as I should be. You want to come up here and have a conversation with me? Turn the damn lights on, turn the camera on, and come up here like a grown man and put your face on what you're saying. Cowards.
BINO check. If you're in the building, show your work. Drop 20 on the Super Chat or Cash App.
Yo, shout out to my man Will in the building. Appreciate you for the BINO roll call.
That's that BINO energy.
He said for the roll call. Appreciate you, bruh. And you're gone. Let's see. Shout out to White Pepper. Appreciate you.
That's that BINO energy.
White Pepper said they are still pissed that daddy's home. Facts. Shout out to Donnell in the building. Appreciate you.
That's that BINO energy.
Let's see who else we got. Shout out to Joey in the building.
That's that BINO energy.
Joey said, I never forgot I'm riding with Trump, U.S., and he's from NYC as well. So you know he never forgot either. That's a fact. Shout out to Billy Nico said, we have too many American citizens listening to Mark Lamont Hill and Professor Yang of the world. Yep. And that dude ain't even no professor.
That's that BINO energy.
Let's see. Shout out to West Coast Creole said the same sons of bitches complaining about Trump drive around all year with that check engine light on and only put $20 in the tank. That's a fact. That's a whole fact.
That's that BINO energy.
And just so y'all know, y'all want to know how stupid people are? Somebody just jumped in the back a second ago holding up a picture of Wayne Brady. Yeah, that's what they did. They had the camera on and they jumped in the back and had a picture of Wayne Brady up. Like I was going to be like, oh, that must be a normal person. Let me click on it and bring them up here so they can do some weird shit and try to jeopardize my channel. I don't know what's more disappointing. The fact that y'all do the things that you do, or the fact that you are that stupid. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Shout out to Lisa said, thank you for standing on truth and facts, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, brother.
That's that BINO energy.
I ain't never in my life seen people this inept. You feel me? Let's see what we got. Shout out to my man Aaron. Aaron said, cowards. During World War II, they rationed and recycled everything, even stopped making new model cars for 4 years. Now we bitch over gas prices over a tiny sacrifice. Cowards. That is a fact.
That's that BINO energy.
Shout out to Aaron again. He said, regards World War II rations. These fucking boomers and millennials are willing to lose now the third war since Korea over small inconveniences. Cowards. Yep.
That's that BINO energy.
Let's see. Shout out to Jara. Wait a minute. We can't go to that one yet. My bad, y'all. Can't go to that one yet. We got to get through the BINO roll call. Shout out to Sean. Appreciate you, Sean. He says salute AM.
That's that BINO energy.
Let's see who else we got. Let's see. Shout out to my man Steve. He says supporting the shoe. Appreciate you, Steve.
That's that BINO energy.
Shout out to Terrell. Terrell said cowardice is rewarded now, sadly.
That's that BINO energy.
Let's see. Shout out to Treese. Treese said BINO roll call. Appreciate you.
That's that BINO energy.
Shout out to everybody on the roll call. I definitely appreciate y'all. And like I said before, make sure you guys are going over to the website and checking out what we got going on over there. As you can see, we got plenty of merchandise. And you can grab a copy of the book. All you have to do is click grab your copy, and it will bring you over to where you can purchase the regular copies, or you can purchase signed copies. So make sure you guys are going over and checking out what we got going on over on the website. We got a lot. We got a lot going on. But again, like I was saying earlier, before these losers came in here trying their best to deflect, the experts were wrong again. They were wrong again. The strait is now open. If you look at the latest reports, the Strait of Hormuz, whatever you want to call it, is open. Trade routes are moving. Right? In fact, let's go to the news. Let's pull up the news. Let's pull up the news. Let's see. Let's pull up the news. Let's pull up the news. That was 11 hours ago. We need some breaking news. We need some breaking news. We need some breaking news. Okay, so this was 2 hours ago on ABC News. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. These jerks, I guarantee you they thought I was going to pull up Fox News. He's probably going to pull up Fox News.
Correspondent Ian Pannell so tonight our chief foreign correspondent Ian Pannell in the region. Ian has been poring over Iran's response tonight and where this now potentially goes from here. Here's Ian now.
Tonight, Iranian officials now saying they've agreed to suspend hostilities for 2 weeks after President Trump announced late tonight that temporary ceasefire. Iran's foreign minister confirming the reopening of the critical Strait of Hormuz during this ceasefire period. But tonight, with multiple statements issued by Iran in response, the hours ahead will be critical. Tonight, Iran's National Security Council insisting it'll retain control of the Strait of Hormuz, maintain the right to enrich uranium, which President Trump had vowed to stop. The statement also says U.S. sanctions should be lifted and reparations paid for war damage. With President Trump's threat to blow up Iran's bridges and power plants, Iran had warned it'd retaliate with immediate and proportionate attacks across the region. But tonight, that all appears on hold, with the world now watching to see if the ceasefire holds, and Iran now making its own demands. And tonight, in another major development, 1 week after American journalist Shelley Kittleson was kidnapped in Baghdad by a pro-Iranian militia, she's finally been freed. The militia releasing her on the condition she leaves Iraq immediately. David, back to this ceasefire announced by President Trump. It appears that Iran has agreed to it, but it's also clear it has its own demands now, and Iran is claiming victory. Meetings are now being discussed, but this all remains very tenuous, with the world watching that Strait of Hormuz tomorrow. David?
All right, Ian Panel from...
Now, the hilarious thing about this is how he tried to throw in there, they're claiming victory. How? How? Trump issued a threat that if y'all didn't open up the Strait of Hormuz, that he was going to do X, Y, Z. And the only reason he didn't do X, Y, Z is because you did what he told you to do. So how is that? How is that a victory? And why would this jackass even say that? Like, bro, 2026, like, this is not a real place, bro. Like, this is so unserious, fam. Like, this is crazy. Oh my God. The level of delusion, like, how is that a victory? How? You know what? Now let's look at Fox News. Screw it. Let's look at Fox News now, since they want to play these goofy games.
Laura Ingraham, this is the Ingram Angle. Thank you, as always, for joining us. We start tonight with a very big Fox News alert. The deadline is off, and we have what's being called a double-sided ceasefire. A live report from the region in moments. Now, I want to tell you how we were scheduled to start the show. I spent all afternoon writing the script. Started like this. Tick-tock, T-minus 59 minutes, 30 seconds. Until Donald Trump's 8 p.m. deadline for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. But just moments ago, Donald Trump posted this. And it's the entire Truth Social post, where essentially he says, based on conversations with Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Field Marshal Asim Munir of Pakistan, and wherein they requested that I hold off the destructive force being sent tonight to Iran. And it continues to go on. And I just got off the phone with President Trump. And I will say this, we'll read the whole post later. He literally just had to rewrite the whole show. He was extremely serious in my conversation with him just now. And he was also cautiously, but seriously optimistic. He told me that the negotiations are and were incredibly complex. He does not want them jeopardized. There still needs to be an announced agreement. And of course, we all know in this part of the world, anything can happen. But it sure looks like Iran blinked. So again, the Truth Social post, now I will read it. Based on conversation with Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and the Field Marshal Asim Munir of Pakistan, and wherein they requested that I hold off on the destructive force being sent tonight to Iran, and subject to the Islamic Republic of Iran agreeing to the complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz, that's key, I agreed to suspend the bombing and the attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. This will be a double-sided ceasefire. The reason for doing so is that we have already met and exceeded all military objectives and are very far along with a definitive agreement concerning long-term peace with Iran and peace in the Middle East. So he goes on to say, we received a 10-point proposal from Iran and believe it is a workable one on which to negotiate. Almost all of the various points of past contention have now been agreed to between the U.S. and Iran, but a 2-week period.
Let me pause this for a second. So, Mos Khan said Iran just bombed a refinery in Israel. LOL, America's a joke. So here's my question. Are you currently in Iran right now? Excuse me. Are you currently in Israel right now? To this individual right here. Or are you currently in Israel right now? Obviously not. They showing bombs going off on Fox. Oh, so you're not in Israel right now. You're not in Israel right now, right? That's what I'm asking. You're not in Israel. It's just a simple yes or no. You said no. Okay. Well, since you're not in Israel, maybe you should shut the fuck up. Just a thought. Just a thought. Since you don't have boots on the ground to know what's going on, maybe you should shut the fuck up. Just a thought.
Will allow the agreement to be finalized and consummated. On behalf of the United States of America as president and also representing the countries of the Middle East, it is an honor, he wrote, to have this long-term problem close to a resolution. And our favorite, thank you for your attention to this matter. Now, it's important that we, first of all, there's so much to unpack here, but the criticism of President Trump over the past 48 hours, a lot of it focusing on the language of Truth Social posts that were also put on X. It was ferocious criticism. Some Republicans were getting very concerned, Democrats, but it was the threat of flattening the country's infrastructure, something the president said he did not want to do, and repeated that again tonight to me. That was ultimately what focused the mind of whatever is left of the Iranian regime, with whom they're continuing to have these negotiations. Now, Pakistan's role in all of this over the last several days, but especially over the last 48 hours, helped get this thing mediated to the point it's at right now. But President Trump's willingness, and this is critical, I'm going to address this at the end of the show as well, his willingness to risk his entire presidency on eliminating Iran's nuclear threat by going to the brink was what got this to this point tonight. And by the way, he was dealing with international pressure as well that was building. And you saw it. The Pope's emissary showed up in the Oval Office, delivered a message, basically, don't bomb infrastructure. They're worried about the human chain, civilian targets, which is understandable. And the Italian PM, Giorgia Meloni, and close Trump friend, I might add, issued her own public statement saying it is crucial to clearly distinguish between the responsibilities of a regime and the fate of millions of ordinary citizens. Iran's civilian population cannot and must not pay the price for the sins of its leaders, which a lot of people, agreed with in Europe and many here in the United States. But as all of this criticism was swirling, the administration, whether it was a head fake or whether it was just a negotiating style, the administration itself remained united. J.D. Vance was in Budapest today.
Let's pause this again for a second. Amos Khan, whatever your name is. You seem to be adamant about this, right? As if you want me to discuss that. I got a suggestion for you. Maybe you should fire up a live stream on your YouTube channel and tell your audience, report that to your audience. What do you think? Sound like a great idea? What do you think? Wait, don't boot him yet. Don't boot him yet. I want to know his answer. I want to know if he, matter of fact, I'll actually come and watch the replay. I'll come and watch the replay. So are you gonna go live and report on this on your YouTube channel? Yes, no, maybe so. Don't go away mad, just go away. A wise man once told me. I didn't tell you to go away. Yo, did I tell him to go away, y'all? Or did I just ask him if he was going to go live on his channel? That's all I asked him. Like, are you going to go live on your channel and report on this? I even said I would watch it. I even said I would watch it. I don't understand what the problem is. I just want to know if you're going to go live on your channel. Everybody's so sensitive nowadays. You feel me? You can't even make suggestions without people getting offended.
We feel confident that we can get a response, whether it's positive or negative. We're going to get a response from the Iranians by 8 o'clock tonight. I hope they make the right response. We've got tools in our toolkit that we so far haven't decided to use. The President of the United States can decide to use them, and he will decide to use them if the Iranians don't change their course of conduct.
And as the deadline loomed all day long, U.S. and Israeli forces, again, this was part of it, continued to pound Iranian targets, including the critical real estate of Kharg Island, out of which, 90% of Iranian oil is shipped. So for its part, at the same time, Iran threatened to hit energy infrastructure in the Gulf if the U.S. bombed tonight. I don't know how seriously we took that, but nevertheless, that's what they said. So initially, Iran rejected this idea of a ceasefire without a permanent commitment from the U.S. They demanded a toll for the opening of the Strait of Hormuz. That was a total non-starter. And total amnesty, as we understand it, for its, again, whatever is left of its top officials. Both were not going to be given or guaranteed by the United States.
Did you hear those desperate demands? But we're supposed to believe that they're winning. They want a toll. Like, hey, man, look, we'll open it back up, but we want a toll and we want complete amnesty for what's left of the Iranian regime. Does that sound like somebody that's winning? Like, seriously, to everybody that's watching, does that sound like somebody that's winning?
So again, politically, militarily, everything was on the line. Because even some of President Trump's most committed MAGA supporters they're getting anxious, holding their breath. They're like, did he really mean that? Is he going to do that? And notoriously hawkish Wall Street.
I wasn't. The reason why y'all was holding your breath and like, oh my God, what is he talking about? It because y'all a bunch of cowards. Y'all a bunch of cowards. You're afraid. You're scared. Oh my God, if he does that, what are they gonna do to us? Oh my God. Some weak ass shit, bruh. Like y'all are literally, bro. I'm telling you right now. I've never seen America be in this state of punctifiedness. I've never seen this, bro. A lot of y'all that are younger today, you wouldn't have been, y'all would not have been able to, bruh. Let me tell y'all something. Let me put y'all on the game, right? Many of y'all that were kids back in the day, so you really had no concept of what was going on. You couldn't have been this age that you're at now during the first Bush's presidency, or hell, even George Bush Jr. You wouldn't have never been a bro. What? Do you have any idea what kind of war hawk Cheney was? This weak ass shit.
Journal cautioned the president to pick tonight's targets wisely. They wrote a whole editorial on this, saying, try to distinguish between infrastructure that has a military purpose and infrastructure that could be destroyed and just completely ruin the lives of innocent people in Iran, the people we were supposedly trying to help. So naturally, as all this was happening, as all this was playing out, they were getting tons of support in the usual outlets, media outlets, et cetera, against President Trump, saying he's a war criminal, all this. Naturally, the Democrats thought, oh, this is our opening. We got it. We got MAGA cornered. We got Trump cornered. And then after protecting Joe Biden, I love this, for 4 years, Democrats and AOC included and the media were issuing these urgent demands all day long for members of Trump's cabinet to invoke the 25th Amendment. And because of his posts on Truth Social, to remove him from office. 30 House Democrats have signed on to this meaningless effort so far. And oh, by the way, as this was happening also, the 2028 Democrat field is staking out their position, silently betting that this ended up being the straw that broke Donald Trump's back.
We need to be demanding that Congress convene today, and we need to be invoking the 25th Amendment.
This is a So let's pause right here. Let me scroll back a little bit. Let me put this up on the big screen so y'all can see this. First of all, who is this guy and why is he? I hope is he in Congress? Is this dude in Congress? Is this guy in Congress? Somebody please tell me. Somebody let me know. Why is he in Congress, y'all? Why is he in Congress? That's what I would love to know. Why is he in Congress? I hate to sound like a prick, but I've been noticing something lately about our government. And look, I've been noticing something lately, and I've been sitting back looking at it like, that's all I'm gonna say. Like, I've been sitting back looking like, well, there's an awful lot of people in Congress that just happen to have lineage from countries that don't like us. I'm just saying. There's a lot of people in Congress that hail from countries that don't exactly like us. That's all I'm saying. It's getting weird. It's getting real weird.
The 25th Amendment.
This is a very dangerous moment and a very dangerous president. We have someone who's completely unfit for office right now, sitting in the White House.
We should stop an out-of-control president who is causing such harm to the American people.
We have a completely unhinged president who is threatening massive war crimes.
Okay, so actually tonight's news is actually bad news for them. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it the way it is. They always underestimate Trump. And as for 2028 Van Halen, who we just saw, he has the charisma of a mollusk. So we were at the precipice here. We had to rewrite the script. Donald Trump continues to rewrite the political script. Democrats believe they finally had Trump and the entire MAGA movement in a box. But once again, the last laugh will be on them.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here.
Look, let me tell you something. I have complete faith and trust in our president. That's why I don't be like, y'all notice lately I've been kind of doing, celebrity content. I ain't really been doing a whole lot of political content. And y'all probably been sitting back like, oh my God, Angry Man, look at everything that's going on. Why aren't you doing any political content? Because I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. The entire time that Joe Biden was in office, I was worried. The whole time when Kamala was running for the presidency, I was worried. The moment Trump got elected, it was like, whew. And for those of you going to say, but Angry Man, look at the economy. Look at this. Look at that. Well, what do you expect? What do you expect? Trump got out of office coming out of COVID. So you got the damage of COVID. You got the damage of the pandemic. In addition to the damage that Joe Biden done, look at all the work he got to do to undo that dumb shit. And he hasn't even been, has he been in office 2 years? Here's the reality. Trump was playing hardball with Iran, right? Iran spent years playing games with previous administrations because they knew those presidents were nice guys. They were willing to play whatever games that Iran was, willing to play. And the reason why is because they prioritized optics over outcomes. That's the reality. That's the reality. As long as the shit looked good, they didn't care about the outcome. And that's the reason why Iran has been an issue for a very long time. They tried to play those games with Donald Trump, and they found out that the standard has changed, and they don't like it. They don't like it. They have an issue with it. But like she said, Iran blinked. They blinked. They flinched. See, the beautiful thing about Donald Trump, and this is what they don't even realize. Donald Trump says he's going to wipe out their infrastructure by this time tonight. The only reason that threat holds any water is because of Trump's past actions. The fact that when the man say he going to do something, he do it, in addition to the Democrats up in arms, terrified. Oh my God, we got to do something. Oh my God, we got to invoke the 25th Amendment. Them being that hysterical, I'm pretty sure made the Iranian leadership be like, oh shit, he might actually do this shit. Look at how they reacting. Even people in his own camp, even the Trump supporters are like, oh my God, he's lost it. That's the reason why the shit had teeth. That's the reason why that threat had teeth. First of all, what you have to understand about Middle Eastern countries, countries of the Islamic faith, they only respect strength. They don't respect nothing else, bruh. They only respect a superior force. That's it. That's it. By setting a hard deadline and a massive consequence, Trump actually forced them to choose between their pride or their country's infrastructure's existence. And they say, you know what? We can't play. We can't play this game because if he shuts down the look, bro, let me tell you something. You have any idea? The one thing about infrastructure and technology, it takes a very long time to develop a country, right? But that country's development can be wiped out like that, just in a conflict or a war. Go look at Iraq. Have y'all seen any videos of Iraq lately? Just look at the repercussions of Desert Storm. Shit ain't no joke. So when America says, look, you keep playing with us and we'll fix it so we'll know you're not a threat. Because if he would have did that, not only would they have not been a threat, but they would have needed us. They would have needed humanitarian aid from us. That shit is real. That's not a game. That's not a game. They knew that threat was real. They knew it was real. That's y'all already know what time it is.
It's that time again. We going up. It's time to read the super chats.
Yo, shout out to Raider Gaines in the building.
That's that BINO energy.
He says some people just don't realize the alternative to what Trump did and is doing is the worst depression of U.S. history. That means a lot of folks won't make it, especially the ones complaining every time their feelings are hurt. Shout out to Monty White. Said, for you libtards in the chat, do you know why you are supporting Iran, Hamas, Palestine? Do you not understand, libs? They operate under Sharia law. Libs, you do not understand what you are supporting. They definitely don't.
That's that BINO energy.
They definitely do not understand what they're supporting, which is nasty work. Shout out to Jara. Said people forget the reason they go to sleep and not have to worry about a missile attack is because America put belt to ass in the past. You're either the bully or you're getting bullied. This was inevitable. That's a fact. That is a fact, bro. People don't realize that shit. In the world we live in, you're either the bully or you're being bullied. That's the reality. Shout out to Aaron. He said, news 2-week ceasefire for negotiations. So he's an early born Gen X, F around and find out. Now they want to talk. Of course they do. Of course they do. They know what time it is. They know what time it is. We ain't playing no games. Let's see. Shout out to Ian with the salute. Appreciate you. Shout out to Gone Postal with the salute. Shout out to Gone Postal with the second salute. Appreciate you. Shout out to Zacchaeus. He said, I love being a Gen Xer. The things we've been through. Yes, sir. Shout out to Kelvin. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Quinn. He said, thanks for the stream, AM. Shout out to Mr. Melvin TV. Said a little something, something. Shout out to RE. Appreciate y'all for supporting the show. Shout out to Elder Green Cobra. Said supporting the show. Appreciate you. Shout out to Jay Feezy. Said, what up, AM? Glad to see you in the lab covering this. No doubt. Appreciate you. Shout out to Striking It Rich. Said, Angry Man going full sellout. You never go full sellout. I could never be a sellout for supporting the president of my country. You fucking moron. Shout out to Convertible Creed. Said, paid Uncle Sam. Got to catch the replay. Salute, AM. Appreciate you. Shout out to Blue Boy. Said, this world has never run on fair, ever. That's a fact. Let's see. Shout out to Tony for the membership. Appreciate you. Shout out to Tweezy. Said, nothing but facts. Appreciate you. Shout out to Alpha for the super sticker. Shout out to Tweezy again with the laughing emojis. Shout out to 3-Man Podcast. Says, shout out to ICE deporting 900 illegals using TSA passenger data. Catch a flight. Facts. Shout out to Flawless. Said, much respect to the show, AM. Appreciate the insights. Let's see. Shout out to Casey. Said, we'll never understand why dumb dims hate America. Me neither. Shout out to Pookie. Said, I rock with you, AM, but all superpowers are bullies. Each one of them in somebody country setting up shop as we speak. Well, that's the reality of it. You have to, if you want to remain in your position, you have to enforce your position. But nobody's innocent. So the problem is when y'all talk about superpowers as if they're bullies, you talk about it from a perspective as if you don't understand the nature of the world. And that's the problem. Many of y'all don't understand the nature of power. You're either in power or you're out of power. And if you're not maintaining your power, someone else cultivating their power will knock you out of your position. That's just the reality of it. Shout out to Doris said, I've been alive from Vietnam to now. I support Trump 100%. The noise is deafening from the stupidity. You got that right. Shout out to Magnificent Greatness. Appreciate the membership. Shout out to Greg from West Baltimore. Appreciate you. Shout out to Andres, said these people need to wake up, brainwashed by liberal shills. Shout out to JG Grimm, said our president walks softly sometimes and carries a big stick. I support my president. Appreciate your channel, Angry Man. I appreciate you. Salute. See, shout out to Q the exec in the building. He said, this is why the left fights so hard against masculinity. If they had their way, the guilt trip alone would have stopped Donald J. Trump. He stood on business. Damn straight. He stood 10 toes down. Shout out to King. Appreciate you for the membership. Let's see. Shout out to King again. He said, just showing love and respect. Thank you for your motivation and wisdom, AM. I appreciate you, bro. So again, we got a problem. We have a serious problem in this country. A serious problem, right? Shout out to the Massive Gamer. He said, bullies, villains, yo, call Batman, US. Facts. So we have a problem in this country. We have a group of Americans in this country that are actually hoping for the failure of our president, hoping for the failure of this country, which is absolutely ridiculous. We actually have a class of people in this country, traitors to our interests. That's right. We're talking Benedict Arnolds and turncoats who were actually rooting for Iran. They wanted the body count just so they could have a headline for the next news cycle. This is sad. This is sad. They literally wanted there to be a body count so they could point their finger and say, ooh, look, we told you Trump was a dictator. We told you he was power mad. And they run around here with this peace hypocrisy. The same people that call themselves peaceful activists while they defend the very regimes that threaten our national security. Let that sink in for a second. Same people that claim to be peaceful activists are the ones that will burn down cities if they don't get their way. They're the ones who go on the college campuses, and when they see a MAGA supporter sitting behind a table having civil discourse, they'll knock the shit off the table, turn the table over. These peaceful activists, right? They don't want peace. They want American submission. They want us to bow and bend the knee to every other country as if that's going to make the world love us and that's going to make the world peaceful. It ain't going to make the world peaceful. What's going to happen is, if that were to take place, some other country would end up with the big stick. And God only knows where the world would be when that happens. They want to believe it would be better. I personally believe it would be worse. And the reason why I believe it would be worse is because look at the freedoms the people in this country enjoy. They have the freedom to hate the very country they live in. They have the freedom to get online and talk like traitors. They have the freedom to say they hate the president. They have the freedom to do all of this. I would argue that any other country in this world, if they had the big stick, if they were the most powerful country in this world, you would not be able to enjoy those freedoms in that country or in this country. In fact, God forbid if any of those other countries should ever win a war against America and take over America, I know for a fact that they will never implement the American model again, because it would be the American model that allowed them to win against us. So why would they adopt that model if they just sat back and watched the country implode because of that model? That's the danger of America falling. If America falls, these other countries are going to make for damn certain that they don't make the same mistake America did. Because what's rotting America right now, unfortunately, is the same exact thing that makes it great, which is your freedom to say and do whatever the fuck you feel like doing. America is a gem. And many of you don't realize it. You don't appreciate it. And like so many things, you only appreciate shit that's good once it's gone. I don't know how many times I got to say that shit. We got a bunch of cowards in this country. We have very few leaders. Right? You can follow these punks that hide behind diplomacy, which is just another word for stalling. Or you can follow a man who stands 10 toes down on business. Me personally, I would rather follow a man that stands on business. I don't support Trump because I'm a fanboy. I support him because, one, I'm not a coward. I respect the fact that he genuinely loves this country. And he's tired of all of these other countries taking advantage of us, taking advantage of the tax-paying American citizen. They've been doing it for far too long. We're tired of being the world's baby daddy. We're tired of paying the child support. It's been long enough. They either can get their shit together or leave it alone. But our tax dollars should not be going to fund countries that hate us. We shouldn't be allowing other countries to tariff the shit out of us when we're not supposed to tariff anybody. It's BS. It's BS. Trump is doing what he was supposed to do. As we speak right now, we have the result. Oil is moving. The gates are open. And the world, most importantly, the world knows that the U.S. is no longer a punching bag. Those days of these other countries bending America or bending Uncle Sam over the damn table, them days is over. They're done. You go look at the approval rating for the Democrats. You look at everything we're doing as far as voter integrity. These Democrats got a real problem come this November. They got a real problem going into the midterms. We may witness history. We may see the Republicans maintain the House and the Senate, but not only maintain the House and the Senate, but actually gain more seats. And if that happens, it'll be a beautiful thing. It'll be a beautiful thing. But just the fact that these countries realize we are not weak, as much as Joe Biden made us look weak. We're strong. Trump is displaying our strength. And to me, that's the only scoreboard that matters. I don't care what anybody else has to say. All this fear-mongering, all of this panicking and shit. Nobody want to hear that shit. If you're scared, get in my back pocket. If you're scared, get a dog. If you're scared, go to church. But stop coming to the internet crying like a bunch of sissies. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. That fear-mongering era is over. That nuke narrative was nothing but a damn script. Wasn't reality. So, as the song said that I played earlier, right? Either stand for the truth or get the hell out of the way. That's all there is to it.
The session is closed. The board is dismissed.
I gave you the blueprint, now go build a state. Stop arguing with broke, man, stop debating with fate. We don't negotiate value, we dictate the price. You watch the show for free, I just gave you a slice. But the real ones know where the equity lives. We taking everything, we got nothing to give. The manual is waiting, you know where it's at. This ain't a gamble, it's a guaranteed bet.
Build, protect, lead. Go and plant the seed. Build, protect, lead. That's the code we need. Go to the side, secure the command. The Angryman Channel, the standard of the land.
TheAngryman Channel.com.
Get the shirt, get the boost.
Start watching, start working. We up.